Hello, this is just a short message to say that for this episode, we intended to do it as a normal episode where we review one whole album in one long episode, as we have with all the others, but we just had way too much to say about these songs. So instead, we decided to release what we'd recorded in 3 installments. We hope you enjoy. Right, so next one is the one with all the numbers. So it's 134340. And it is written by P-Dog, Adora, RM, Sugar, J-Hope, and other writers I've put. And it's produced by P-Dog. It's the first one where all of Rapline, at least, are involved with the writing. So RM's been carrying the team till now. So a bit of background. Back in August 2006, the International Astronomical Union downgraded Pluto's status to a dwarf planet. So from a regular planet to a dwarf planet because it didn't fit the criteria of a real planet, which are 1, it has to be in orbit around the sun. 2, it needs sufficient mass to assume hydrostatic equilibrium, which means a nearly round shape. And 3, it has cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. So Pluto only fit the first 2 criteria. So it didn't fit the third one because it did not dominate its orbit and had other solar system bodies nearby that were near its size. So planets are supposed to be significantly larger than their surrounding solar bodies. As an example, the Earth is much larger than the moon, which Pluto was not. Significantly larger than its moon, called
It was just
Eris.
2 moons just hanging out.
2 dwarf planets, maybe.
Friend planets.
Yeah. Planet Friends. That's a very British reference, guys. So, yeah, in this very elegant metaphor by BTS, they liken the relationship between the sun and Pluto to a relationship that has ended. So one part has lost its status or its meaningful position that it occupied in the eyes and in the relation to the partner. So the sun is the partner, and the one that's lost its status obviously is Pluto. But even though Pluto no longer is as meaningful, he's still there, still sort of revolving around her. So I think it sort of insinuates that you've lost your partner, the relationship's over, but you're still hung up on them. You're still, even though they sort of don't see you in this sort of special standout position in your solar system way anymore.
And you can't get away. Maybe you work together.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't
leave. Yeah, okay. In any case, whether you work together or not, you're no longer as meaningful, but you're still there. You're still revolving around this person. It opens with V's vocal, another good one from him.
Beautiful.
And he says, "If I only could, I wanted to ask you, why did you do that back then? Why did you kick me out? Without a name to myself, I still revolve around you. Our goodbye is colorless or meaningless, the unchanging color." So he no longer calls himself the boyfriend, and Pluto no longer calls itself a planet. Pluto lost its name, and it's now just a number.
And it's really beautiful. Like, Judy, obviously, or one of the boys, came up with this concept that was like, this planet's been kicked out.
Yeah.
We should write about something. Like the coffee one.
Yeah.
Let's all write a song about coffee.
But that's
or Converse.
That's much less.
But this is just really beautiful. Like, let's write about it from the perspective as Pluto.
Of a planet,
And then it opens this like,
downgraded.
Why did you kick me out?
He's lost his status.
Why have I had to leave?
Oh.
This poor planet, man.
Yeah, he's now just a number. He doesn't know why it was downgraded. Or why he sort of lost his status.
And he didn't do anything wrong.
And whether the sun still wants him there.
No, he didn't ask to be a planet.
And I'm sure they didn't send the spaceship up and like sit with
know.
Pluto and go like, listen, so this isn't working out. You're not that much bigger than that other thing. So it can't be a planet anymore.
He's just confused.
He just doesn't know, right? He doesn't know why he's lost his status and whether the sun still wants it there, you know?
No.
So in his eyes, it's just like, right, you just turned out my light.
You just click, gone.
RM then says, "There's no name allowed for me. I too used to be your star. It must feel nice to be the light. All I did was receive you. So he's receiving the light from the sun.
Because he's a planet, but he's not a planet anymore.
Yeah. What meaning is left of the fallen planet's remaining life? So what's my meaning now? I'm no longer a planet. I'm just, revolving around, not being a planet. And then apparently the word that he uses, myung, apparently can mean both life and name. Myung-hwa-song was the name of Pluto in Korean before it lost its hwa-song, which means planet, or it actually also means king's star. It's what they used to designate something as a planet, meaning that when Pluto was degraded, it sort of ceased to be a king's star in Korean. Yeah. So,
I know. Natasha's doing a sad face.
RM says, I'll receive it till I die. Your stifling stare, I still orbit you, and nothing's changed. So, till Pluto dies, it's going to be there, being lit by the sun.
Yeah.
And then he says, could it be that you've really found your Eris? So Eris is the other dwarf planet in the same belt as Pluto, namely the Kuiper belt, which is allegedly the same size or bigger even than Pluto. And it's one of the reasons that Pluto lost its status. Mm-hmm. So Arm's like, could it be that you really found your Eris, as in the one that replaced me? Mm. And Eris is also the Greek goddess of conflict and strife, which is also fitting, I put.
You don't get on the bad side of Eris.
Tell me how am I not as good as that moon? Us is the plural form of you. Maybe I wasn't there from the start. And then he says, someday you'll understand my words. My seasons were always you. As in the sun obviously makes the seasons. But I think the metaphor, he might mean like his temper or the beginning and end. Mm-hmm. And then he says, my cold heart is 248 degrees below zero. It stopped the day you erased me. Damn. I didn't actually look this up, but it must be the temperature of Pluto is 248 degrees below zero.
Yeah, and it's been in orbit for 248 years.
No, it says that it takes Pluto 248 years to complete one orbit. Yes. And then the chorus comes in, this very funky call response style chorus where someone sings the sort of strong main voice and then someone does the sort of background chanty bits. And they go, I'm just orbiting you. That's the big, like, long line. And then the background goes, I missed you. I lost you. And then they go, the big line goes, I'm just going in circles. And then they go, I missed you. I lost you again. So that's the chorus. And then they go on to say, I once belonged in a world under the sun. The song paused. The song stopped. A smoky layer of mist in the heart of the stars. And then they go, you erased me. You forgot me. I think the chorus is really cool. Like it's the
chorus is very good.
Yeah,
very good call and response.
When they perform it, also like they take turns to do the calls and responses, and it's really like it keeps it very interesting.
It's really well done.
Yeah, and then we get Suga's beautiful verse, and he goes,
"Choose a good one."
It's not much different from yesterday. Same old days, except you're not here. Feels like we were together just up till yesterday. It's to the point where it's scary. Same days, but no you. To be honest, I was fine up until 1 year without you. I didn't have any feelings left. The last day I had forgotten. I don't even remember your scent. But wait, I've smelt this perfume somewhere. Just when my memory was about to come back, I turned my head around and saw you. You're smiling brightly, but beside you there's and then the woman says, hello, and Sugar goes, hello. And the woman goes, how are you? And Sugar goes, I'm doing okay. And then he does this little laugh. And then he goes back to rapping. But my heart feels like it'll explode. The temperature now is 140 degrees below zero. And
beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, it's really so brilliant. Well done. It's so brilliant.
I think Sugar does a really good job of going from the planet to the relationship.
Yeah.
Then the relationship comes full circle because you've re-encountered them. Then back to the planet.
I know.
Beautiful.
So,
really well done.
It's so brilliant. I remember
if it wasn't for the Eris reference being the planet and the Greek god of chaos, then I'd be like, I was torn when I read these two verses. I was like, oh, Aram has nailed this. And then I read Youngest and I listened to Youngest because you got the call and response, and I was like, oh no. And then Hobie's one's brilliant as well. That's gonna come up.
Yeah,
it's beautiful from that line.
The best. I'm sorry.
It's a close second.
So I remember this from like way before I was ever Youngie biased, like when I was first listening through all the albums the first time, and then all of a sudden I had this like. I just remembered, there's this song where he sort of stops to take a phone call in the middle of the rap, because I thought it was a phone call, because I obviously can't understand what they're saying. And then I had to like go back and listen to all the songs and be like, which song is it where he does the weird phone call in the middle of the rap? It's so weird, but like it's so good. So I like listened through all the Love Yourself albums again until I found the song. I'm like, yeah, this is it. So this verse is a highlight.
Solid verse.
Yeah.
Really well done.
And you can sort of feel how defensive he is when he responds to the question. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Like,
and then the stop on the but beside you there's, and then it breaks into it. Beautiful.
And especially really when he's been like, I was fine. And then, oh no, I saw you. And then, yeah. Cool. So then, they do the chorus again. And then there's like the J-Hope Jin bridge I put, where Jin goes, I'm just orbiting you. And J-Hope goes, beyond the fog, I watch you as you continue to smile. Without you, there's no meaning to my irregular orbit. And Jin goes, I'm just going in circles. And then J-Hope comes back to say, I'm just a hard number to remember and the Pluto of darkness, but I'll continue to orbit around you forever. Damn.
Pluto's the only planet to have a elliptical trajectory. So it goes in like an oval, rather than a shape around the sun, So I thought that was really well pulled out from Hobie. Like he'd done the work researching the planet.
And then I like when he says, I'm just a hard number to remember. I'm like, it's like, no one's going to go around learning this. Well, now we will, because it's a BTS song, but like, no one's going to be like, oh yeah, and that one that used to be Pluto. No one's going to be like, yeah, and then the dwarf planet 134342. The really important one.
I think good. Rap Line have just
adds on themselves.
Smashed
here.
This song. Brilliant.
And then it ends on another chorus. And I put, oh my God, I love this song so much. It's really cool. The metaphor of the moon and Pluto and the not being a planet anymore is like a really elegant one, but it just works because you just get it, right? Like there's no
and about
searching
the loss.
For the hidden meaning.
No.
Yeah. And it doesn't really pick up the theme of hiding your true self, but it fits the theme of the sort of conflict within the relationship of the album. It's an interesting one to compare as well, I think, to like the other tortured breakup songs that we've done of theirs, like I Need You, because it's so much like less desperate and overly tortured, but like equally moving. Sadder, I'd say if even like more moving. In the V Live, RM said it was hard to write because he would get, there's like the bit in the back where the voice sort of goes, get back in the background. He said that really annoyed him when he was trying to write lyrics to the beat. So he called P-Dog and was like, can you take that out while I write? But he wrote it quickly. He said walking around like a tube stop with headphones.
Of course he did. Of course he did. RM's just on the metro, just dropping bangers.
And he said it was a unique track that plays an important role on the album. What do you think of this one, Tosh? Do you like it?
You've heard us go off about this, so do not drag this down.
No, I do like it. It kind of did make me cry.
Aww, it is really sad.
When you read the lyrics or when you heard it?
Reading lyrics, mainly because, like, Minanan.
It resonates on loss and grief. Oh, yeah, and the vocal lines, I missed you, I lost you, I'm just going in circles.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's sad on a lot of levels. Should we talk about the performance? So they only performed this at Muster in 2019, which I've written,
an abomination.
Like, I am shocked that it didn't make it for either of the Love Yourself tours. There were two, Love Yourself and Love Yourself, Speak Yourself, and it didn't make the set list
and
for
it should
either.
Have. And imagine the staging.
I know.
With all the planets. Like, they love throwing the whale out and the butterflies out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in the Muster one, it's where they've got the little dangly strings on their shirts.
Yeah, the Chanel outfits.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah, I said I'm really impressed with the long high notes from the vocal line. Yeah, I thought they were flawless. And with Jin's purple hair, that's always a highlight. Whenever we do a fifth Muster performance, it's like, oh, Jin's purple hair.
It is a good year.
Yeah, RM vibes a lot.
RM loves it.
Yeah, he's vibing a whole bunch.
Throughout.
Yeah. Oh, and JK says the girl lines from Sugar Trap. I put that. Yeah. And Blonde Jimin, always a highlight.
Oh, can you imagine to be at the fifth Muster?
I know.
And then they all walk back to the main stage where the planets are. It is a really lovely one.
Tash, do you like the performance?
Yeah, I guess there's no dance to it, so they can't really perform it any other way than just vibing on stage.
Yeah.
It's lovely. There should have been more. And then we put in a stage mix so you can get the hair and the outfits.
Yeah, so we've put two links, but they're both from Fifth Muster. Right, so I think we are done with the one with all the numbers. Leanne, take us to Paradise.
Hey, always. Yeah, so I picked up Paradise, which is a song that's literally got no performances at all other than JK on his birthday live.
Yeah.
Which Annie didn't even know what it was called when people kept
it's because
asking
it has a different Korean title.
And I think Youngie sort of summed it up really well when he talked at the press conference for Love Yourself Tia. So he said, "We always include a song that talks about a social phenomenon in our albums. And this time it's called Paradise. Last year, when I gave my New Year's greeting to the fans, I told them that dreams aren't necessary, that being happy is enough. That's how this song was born. The world never teaches you how to dream, but it always promotes competition. I'd like many of those who are tired from the competition to listen to this song. I'd like those tired souls to find rest through Paradise."
Oh.
So it's like an early
So wise.
NO.
It's a late NO.
Yeah, a late NO. It's like throwing back to NO.
Well, No More Dream, I guess.
And No More Dream, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get wound up in the competition. It's okay for your biggest goal to be being happy.
Yeah.
Because often when you achieve the goals that you set, they don't necessarily lead to happiness.
Remember, I went to a horrible job interview once, but the guy that interviewed me said that like it's in people's nature to keep wanting to like level up, like you would do in a video game. So when you get to the next level, you like revel in that joy for a very short time. You just want
the next
push
thing.
on. Yeah, I think the song is about like how society sort of forces you to like push and push and push and push, even if you're like not sure what you're pushing for. So there's like you can't go home from work until way past when you get paid because everyone else is there late, and you can't stop studying early because everyone else is studying late, and you're not sure like why you're doing it. So
okay, so before we get into the lyrics, it was written by RM Sugar, J-Hope, other Korean and Western writers, and it was produced by Lo-File, which is good. So it sort of opens with JK opens it on marathon.
beautiful.
No, it was a brilliant vocal.
Yeah.
Marathon.
Gorgeous.
Again.
Yeah.
So that's again about how life is really long. It's like a marathon. We need to take it slower because it's not worth wasting your energy trying to get to the finish line. Then he sort of says, 42,195, which is the length of a marathon in kilometers. The end is filled with a paradise of dreams. You don't want to get happy once you're dead. You want to get happy now.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that line was like, this is what we're told when we're young, like work hard and like study on now so that you can be happier later. And the like, I think it's, I know, but when they say like, when is later, when do I get to be happy? And sort of resilience and choosing the right path is more important than the sort of speed at which you reach the goals, I think is the message of the song. I think this was in the Genius lyrics, but apparently Koreans often refer to life as like a marathon and not a sprint. So cautioning young people against burning themselves out really early in life and sprinting too fast. But marathons are also sort of all about your own pace. You do it for the sort of sense of personal achievement and not to like finish first, right? So
you
why,
can't. It's so difficult to win a marathon.
Yeah, no,
like literally impossible.
Yeah. So in life, you sort of you shouldn't focus on arriving first and like compare yourself to everyone else. You sort of take it at your own pace.
Then it goes into the pre-chorus, which is, but the real world is different from what was promised. We need to run. We need to step on it. If you shoot a flare, you don't have a destination. There's no sceneries at all until your breath comes up to your chin. You need to. It's of the same vein, right? They're prompting the listener to not let their fears hold them back. So you don't have to keep pushing forward.
Well, I thought it was more like if they have the saying about life being a marathon, not a sprint, and like marathons, you can run at your own pace. But then he goes, but the real world is different. You need to run, you need to sprint. If you shoot a flare, you don't have a destination. As if like you're being told not to run, but you're expected to sort of keep up with everyone else who's running. And if you stop to sort of seek help, which is communicated through the flare, you've lost. That's over. Yeah. If
you need help, then you've missed
then you don't have a destination. Yeah. If you sort of like, I guess you can sort of compare it to being at uni, for example. If you like drop out of uni or change your course or whatever, people will be like, oh yeah, no, she's not doing very well at uni. She's dropped out, or like she's changed her course. Like, no, you can change your mind, right? Or like even, that's not a loss. That's not sort of something that you've not failed.
Yeah. Or even any concept of asking for help, right? It's like mental health struggles, help with anxiety, help with work, any sort of help required is seen as failure.
As failure, yeah.
You've missed the destination.
You've like lost your way. But yeah, and then they do the chorus.
Yeah, which is, it's all right to stop. There's no need to run without even knowing the reason. It's all right to not have a dream. If you have moments where you feel happiness for a while, it's all right to stop. Now we don't need to run without knowing the destination. It's all right to not have a dream. All the breaths you breathe are already in paradise. Again, it's the throwback to the old stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. It's very No More Dream, this whole song, really. There's no point killing yourself just for the sake of something that isn't your dream. And this world doesn't sort of magically turn into paradise when you reach a certain goal. You have to sort of cherish the happy moments on the journey, I think. The breaths that you breathe are already in paradise. This is what we have. This now, this life, this planet, it's not like when we get to the end of our marathon, it sort of turns into the Garden of Eden. Like you need to make it the most out of what is already here. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really sort of a comforting song, right? Isn't it? That's how they designed it.
Nice.
So then we go into RM's verse, which was, we borrow dreams from others like a debt. We learn that we need to become great like a light. Your dream is actually a burden. So again, taking dreams from other people. Or you've been given them, right? Like the doctor and the gavel.
Yeah. Or like, I think maybe if you set out a dream as a child and you're like, maybe that dream isn't right for you anymore, but you're sort of, I must set out to reach, because this is my dream, right? So it can sort of end up weighing you down. And like, even if you dreamt of being a doctor as a child, you might find that isn't actually what's going to make you happy.
If having a future is the only dream existing, then what is the dream you had last night in your bed? So this comparison of the two dreams, the dream as a goal, the dreams that you sleep, is one more worthwhile than the other. He's saying that all dreams are important, but you can still daydream and have short-term goals. It doesn't need to be something huge. And actually, the dreams that we get within rest are still completely valid. You shouldn't be giving up your sleep to pursue other dreams. So I think it's just beautiful, obviously, nailed. I've never really thought about it like that, like in the dreams that you have and the dreams that you have.
Yeah.
And that's like knowing the English words, right? Knowing that's the same word. So yeah, it's all right if the name of the dream is different, be it buying a laptop next month or just eating and sleeping, not doing everything at all yet, still having a lot of money. Who says dreams must be something grand? Just become anybody. We all deserve a life, whatever big or small. So like, again, your existence alone is enough. The things that you value are valuable.
The things that give you happiness are good and valuable things, which I think is it's relevant when you're a fan of something that some people might see as a bit sort of
lame.
Not lame, but like, I think you obviously a lot of people just don't get it, right? But I think the people that don't get it but are like, well, it makes you happy and that's great, those are the good people who don't get it, if you know what I mean. So I think that sort of feels comforting.
Yeah,
in that
I think it's true. And I think in life we've sort of come full circle in like, yeah, I've got this thing, it makes me really happy.
I've always been like boy band fangirl trash, so I don't tend to put a damper on that. I don't need to pretend I'm cool because I'm actually not that cool. And actually, it's cool that this makes me happy. And then if you don't think that's cool, then actually I don't need to be around you.
I think I've definitely had views form of colleagues around who have thrown shade on it and been like, why are you so interested in this? And I've been like, well, why are you so judgmental?
Yeah.
I'm going to go back here and re-record my podcast.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
So then you're back into the chorus, then into Sugar's verse, which is, I don't have a dream. To dream is sometimes scary. To just live like this, to survive like this is a small dream to me. To have a dream, to grasp a dream, to breathe, it's sometimes too much to handle. Saying this person's living like this, the person's living like that, the world's hurling at me.
Yeah. Poor baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he sort of brings it home, right? Well, and this is going to hurt. I think it loses some of the authenticity here because obviously these boys are super successful.
No, but I think it comes from
He says, I don't have a dream.
No, but it comes from his background. He has obviously talked about his sort of depressive phase. And he said he didn't bathe or go outside or anything for like 2 weeks. Yeah, he had a really tough time. So I think the powerful bit of the verse is him acknowledging that the sort of just to live like this, just to survive, this is a small dream to me. And Sugar he said plenty of times that he never dreamed of being
Mega
famous.
famous, yeah.
Like he wanted to share these stories of the underground rap debut scene, whatever, with the world, and sort of put his message and his talent out there like that. But it wasn't his dream to be this like big idol guy. So I can see it from that perspective when he says I don't have a dream. And also, like, I guess it could resonate with where they are at the stage of their career now, right? Or we know that they've achieved everything that they dreamt of when they were trainees. So now when they're like, what are you working on? What are you working towards? Whatever, they're a bit like, well, you know, I'm just trying to be happy in this existence as this idol.
Yeah, I don't need the next big trophy. I don't need the next big thing.
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
And I guess within that, to just live like this, to survive like this, right, it's hard.
It is,
it's not
yeah.
easy.
Absolutely.
And then we go into Hobie's verse, which is, the world doesn't have the right to swear. What is the way to dream a dream, since they never taught us that? In the made-up dreams, sleep talk of tears, I wake you up from the nightmare of you. Now let's try and smile every day in this paradise. So you're getting this reference to the nightmare in the dreams, and that we need to wake up. So actually sometimes chasing a dream or chasing a goal often feels like a nightmare.
Yeah.
And that's classed as being okay.
Yeah.
But you need to wake up from that and find your path.
Let's try and find joy in the moment rather than always chasing a dream and sort of eventual fulfillment. You can enjoy the
small things.
Yeah, and also it just reminds me of
things.
the Miley Cyrus "Life's a Climb, but the view's great." But,
Aww.
like, we have to enjoy the journey towards the
nice.
dream, even if you do have a dream, and if you don't, then obviously also it can be your dream to just be happy.
And I think the happiness that you'll find in the joy of day-to-day life is going to be way more valuable than sense of achievement when you achieve a goal. And because you achieve the goal once, then you have to achieve the next goal, whereas finding moments of joy and happiness every day, you could build that up over time, right? Like, oh, I'm going to be miserable for 6 months, then I'm going to be happy. As opposed to I'm going to be happy every day, and then I'm not going to be super happy in 6 months' time. I'm just going to be a bit happy every day.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know if you guys have felt this way, but you know, like when you go through like an exam season or something and it's awful, and you work and you work and you work and you're like, when I have this last exam, I'm going to be so happy. And then I always found like you go home and then it just feels a bit flat. Like, I don't know what to even do with myself. All this stuff that I was like dreaming about doing when I was studying, I don't really want to do anymore. It's just like I wanted to do it instead of studying. And now I don't have to study. I'm like, I don't care about watching that extra episodes of Friends or whatever that I just desperately wanted to watch while I had to study.
So then the chorus and then the bridge, which is stop running for nothing, my friend. Now stop that foolish race. All the breaths you breathe are already in paradise.
So
and then that's the end.
Yeah. It has a vibe of like, there's no like promised land. You don't achieve your dream and go to heaven. You don't have to keep pushing yourself for nothing.
No.
Yeah. I think it's like this here as well, but especially in Korea, maybe in some environments, it seems like I've heard that it's like normal for you're not allowed to leave until your boss leaves, for example, like leave work.
Yeah.
So people sort of seem to constantly strive to be the one that works the hardest. And that's quite like destructive and definitely not conducive to a happy
work environment.
No, yeah, happy work environment, happy society, like happy family life because you're never at home. So I think that's sort of the societal critique that Yoongi was getting at. And there's an element in the song as well of that's all there is. There's no paradise waiting at the end of a life of hard work. And our religious friends might disagree,
yeah.
But I guess you could also see it in a way that life is a miracle and that shouldn't be sort of wasted. And the sort of the thing that it brought to mind for me was that actually one time when I was in church in Norway, it's very normal to get confirmed, even if you're not super religious. Everyone gets confirmed at 15. And I remember we played this game where they split us all into countries and they gave us like resources that aligned with how rich that country was. And then you had to like try and play the game and win. But obviously only the rich countries could win because they had all the resources. But they said to us when we played that game, they said, because Norway is a very wealthy country and I'm from a wealthy part of the country. And they said to us that the chances of being born in that part is like the chances of winning the lottery. Like you won the lottery by being born. That sort of put it into perspective for me in terms of being grateful for the life that you've got. There are a lot of fates out there that you could have had, and to have made it like to this age and to this living standard and to have had an education and all that sort of stuff is a privilege, and you shouldn't sort of waste that by just being miserable your whole life. To sort of boil it down to something quite simple. So yeah,
I think it's about my upbringing, and I didn't have it easy. I was born in a very working class family, but then actually the life that I have built and the ability to thrive in spite of those circumstances is something that I am so grateful for.
Yeah, exactly.
All the time. Sorry,
yeah.
Tash, let's go to
And
you.
I wasn't just to end on my point, I wasn't trying to say that if you've grown up with a certain level of privilege, or if your parents were happy or whatever, then just like get over any struggles you have and be happy all the time, and like your bad times don't matter. It wasn't that at all. It was just,
for me also, like if people have had it hard and they're struggling and they've not achieved, you know, a big career or moved to London or started a BTS podcast, like everyone, every single person is super valuable, and anyone that exists is nailing it. Like I think that's a really important like message that you get from the boys, like, and that's what the whole love yourself here is about, right? Like, it doesn't, anyone should be encouraged to find happiness in every day.
Exactly,
and be free from those
you
standards.
Don't need to define yourself based on like society's goals or
what you think
definition of achievements or accomplishments or happiness.
If you've had it hard and not achieved anything, great job. But if you've had it easy and not achieved anything, great job.
If you've had a tough time and you do what you need to do to carry on and or be happy. Yeah.
Brilliant. Right, Natasha, bring in your deep thoughts on Paradise. Okay, she's excited.
So I've put, I love JK's breathy intro.
Yeah.
I love the rap. It's proper head boppy.
It is.
What are your thoughts on goals in society?
Do you feel pressure to constantly be the hardest working in your course at uni?
Yeah, because so there's like 2 parts to my uni course. One's more hands-on technical, and the other's just sit listening to boring Darcy.
And Darcy
hopefully
is
she's
a
not
lecturer.
listening.
Okay, yeah, hopefully you're
Sorry,
not listening,
Darcy.
Your lectures are boring. You heard it here first.
Yeah, so we have like a group chat and everyone's like, oh, have you started your essay? Can I have your like notes? Can I have this? And I'm like, I've not started this essay. And then for other part, I'm like, I don't really know what we're supposed to be doing. And then I ask someone else and he's like, same, I ain't got a clue. So I'm like, it makes me feel better that you don't know. But still, I'm like, we've got like not that many weeks left. So then I'm doubting myself and I'm like, oh, well, maybe I think I know what I'm doing, but I really don't. So then I'm far, far behind, not like in line with everyone else. And yeah,
that is stressful. I think that's one of the things that I miss the least about school is the sort of whenever you're just not working, you just feel guilty about it whenever you're taking a break. So, but then obviously that's different from work where you're sort of, you do your hours and then at least theoretically then you're done. I think school sort of weighs you down in that way, that it's like you can never do enough.
So you liked Paradise?
Yes, I did. As a song fits better than to be like, oh, it's so in depth, because it's not that exciting really to read into.
Oh, it is.
We loved it.
It is. The lyrics sort of make the song for me, because without them, I think it's a bit meh.
Yeah, I'm with her.
But these lyrics are coming from someone who has achieved. There's not someone here being like, oh, I've not been able to eat in past 4 days, I can't feed my kids. Like, they're not being like, but it's all right because I've survived. And
I think it's bad.
Yeah, that's not what the song's about, I don't think.
No.
It obviously assumes a certain level of
existence.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar, but there's like a theory of the needs hierarchy, whereas you need certain things at certain levels in your life to make you happy. And when you achieve sort of the basics, which are like water, food, safety, shelter, like those ones, that's when you sort of start to self-actualization, like fulfillment, all of that sort of stuff. So I think it assumes that those basics are covered in the song.
I don't think it would resonate with someone who's living in abstract poverty.
No, exactly. It's not trying to suggest that like screw your worries, just like don't have a dream and just get on with it and be happy, but it's just trying to stop people pressuring themselves unnecessarily.
It's a you are enough message.
Yeah.
You are enough.
You are enough. And it's obviously, I think, based on what you said about it being from a perspective of people who have already achieved something, obviously they sang about this in No More Dream as well. So
yeah, well, I wonder if that's where Paradise is less performed and less.
Yeah, RM talked about it quite a lot. He got really deep with this one, actually, in the V Live. He said that the terms love and dream had become too sacred, and we're told love is always beautiful. You have to have a dream for a life to be worth living. But he doesn't agree with either of those things. He says love brings a lot of pain, and that there have been a lot of times when he hasn't had a dream, and that a dream can be many things, including what he dreamt last night. And he said that Bank PD wanted to call it The Foolish Race, the song. Which obviously lends some weight to that interpretation.
Rat race.
And he said it's a sad song about a slow race where you never get to the finish line.
Oh,
yeah.
Junie. I get that.
Yeah, I do.
Feel that.
I do
feel
too.
That, man.
Yeah. So performances, as mentioned, there are none.
You loved it so much. You never performed it.
Never performed it. Yeah, you should advocate for it, Jin. JK did do it for his birthday Norebang, both in 2021 and 2022. So we've linked both of those. The first year he didn't remember that they had a song called Paradise, but it is because of the Korean title, because it's called Nakwon in Korean. I remember he was like getting the request for Paradise, and then he was like trying to look it up, and then he looks at the side and he's like, oh, Nakwon means paradise. Oh, that's where. Yeah. But then he does this lovely little ad lib like in the rap. And then the second year he sang it beautifully and also kind of rapped arms bit. So good job, JK.
He looks great on this birthday V Live, the 2022 one. That's the one where Jin comes, right?
Oh, see, I think he looked better in the first one.
Oh,
I don't like the mullet.
You don't like the hair?
I don't like the long at the back.
Let us know, listeners. Are you a JK Birthday Karaoke 2021 or a JK Birthday Karaoke 2022? He's cuter in the 2021 one.
Yeah,
that's because he's doing the confused. Oh, I don't know.
He's doing the big eyes.
Go on.
I think I like the long hair in 2022, but I like the t-shirt more in 2021. If that's a reason you can say. Does he have a lip ring in 2021?
Oh, maybe.
Because I think I like him without the lip ring, so I'll say 2021 because he's not got a lip ring.
2021, he doesn't have the lip ring.
2021, fine.
All right, let's move on.
Love Maze is our next song. So, Natasha?
Whoop whoop, that's me. So, this song is very, very vibey. It's written by P-Dog, DJ Swivel, Candice Sosa, RM, Sugar J-Hope, Bobby Chung, Aradora, and produced by P-Dog. Most of the lyrics were written by RM, and he has previously used Love Maze as a metaphor to describe love in previous songs that he has worked on. So, the first lyric I have is, people say that I'll end up a fool, but I don't want to use my head, I don't want to calculate. Love ain't a business, rather like a fitness. I'll never be calculating love, which is RM's verse. They emphasize that love is not logic and can't be put in a certain box. Love is complicated and different for everyone, and they stress that they won't take a chance on love, even when others say it'll not work out. Next lyric is from the hook, and it's sung by Jimin. And he says, no matter what others say, don't listen. Just let them talk. The more they do, the more I'm sure. Yeah. Which in the video that we've linked is playing with V. They're both on the same mirror bit and they're all laughing with each other, which is cute. That lyric is talking about not caring what other people think about a relationship that you're in. And if you stay with them longer, it could blossom into something more rather than just cutting it off short because someone else thinks that it's a bad idea and not actually trusting yourself and trusting the person that you're with. Sugar says, hardships will try to deceive us, but just focus on me then. in the darkness, just the two of us is enough. If we're together, even an endless maze is paradise.
Oh, no.
Linking back to the previous song we have just chatted about. Then the last lyric that I've got is from J-Hope, which is, held together, our hands become a map. As long as they stay together, they will find their way to paradise. And another interpretation is that they are already each other's paradise because they only need each other to experience complete happiness.
Cute.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
You missed RM's Love is a Maze, Dan, but you is a maze.
Yeah. You is a maze.
Love is a maze, Dan, but you is a maze.
You is amazing. Yeah.
It's not the first time he's dropped a banger like that.
I think it's definitely a continuation from Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think it's the most like obvious romantic love song on the album. But at the same time, I'm a bit like, it doesn't really go.
Doesn't fit. No.
With the theme of the album, at least. So I don't know if I'm missing something. It's a nice song. At the start, they talk about being lost in a maze of decisions and darkness and sort of exhausted by the chaos. We've wandered around looking for answers. And then J.K. says we ran endlessly, but all the fakeness can't tear us apart, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it kind of leads on from the like running that they did in Paradise. We must believe in ourselves, can't let go of each other's hands. We need to be together forever. And then RM says the line that Natasha mentioned. Yeah, and then he talks about it being a cold winter, but I still want to try. If you push me, I'll fall, raise me up again. Even if I pull, you don't have to come. And then they do the chorus, which they're like, take my aye hand, don't let go. Lie aye in this maze. My aye, never lose me in love maze. And then Jin does his like, can you hear me? You just have to trust me, baby. Just don't give a damn. That's a fun vocal.
Yeah.
I like the bit where that Sugar does, obviously.
Oh, shocking.
Yeah, I know. Where he says that all around this maze, we're walking in this abyss. There's a thin light. I hope we're going towards paradise. Obviously, it's that's another reference. But when he's had the know this, sometimes lies will try to tear us apart, hardships will deceive us, but just focus on me then. That line sort of stayed with me. Like I said, I think the song it's not as easy to extrapolate this one to be about like BTS and ARMY, because they're like, oh, there's just the two of us.
Yeah. I think Kobe's verse is a decent one. It's a decent stab at it. What can we do? We did the official thing, so we need to follow the rules. Even in this wandering maze, even on our mysterious path, we're taking care of each other. I always think, even if eternity is hard, I want to try. Let's be forever. Travel towards the exit, held together, our hands become a map.
Yeah, I wrote that. That's a beautiful line. I sort of think this song belongs in Love Yourself Her.
Yeah.
It doesn't go with Tear.
Yeah, get rid.
Yeah, well, I don't think Get Rid. Like, I think it's a nice song. I never skip it either, but it's just thematically
off.
It's a bit of an outlier. I wrote that it's a continuation of Paradise and sort of how the chaos of everyday life, and perhaps sort of even a reference to sort of the hectic lives that the members live with rumors and online haters and media speculation and all that sort of stuff, that sort of gets in the way. It does sort of mention about the sort of rules they have to follow and the lies trying to tear them apart and all that sort of stuff. I think it's in Hobie's verse that he goes, we did the official thing, so we need to follow the rules, all that sort of stuff. I guess that sort of led me on to think about that.
Yeah, like the goals.
Yeah, but no more like follow the rules of the idol company. Like if you're in a relationship. In the festive dinner, I was like, oh, there's all these rules. Like that was one of the things that he was really frustrated with. But I don't know whether he says we did the official thing, whether he means like we're official boyfriend girlfriend now. So maybe. It's like trying to seek refuge from the harsh realities and the love that exists between them and a partner. I think it's a quite a clever sort of allegory between the BTS universe and the sort of BTS fan relationship, the whole story about the girls. But I've also heard people say that it's the whole purpose of the highlight reel is to let them sing about romance. So I don't know whether that's what they're trying to get at.
Yeah, I mean, Love Maze as a concept could have fit, and like the twists and turns within the maze that you would face as an individual or as you're trying to like complete the maze to get to the goal.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought they would be more here.
Yeah.
When I went into the lyrics, because I think Love Maze is a concept, right? And I've read about RM's done Love Mazes as a concept before. We've ever collaborated, and I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be beautiful. There's going to be puzzle references and maze references and twist and turn references. I even thought there might be some of the Greek references where you get trapped in the maze with it's a bull, right? Half man, half bull, and you have to escape.
I was thinking of when they go into is it like the underworld where he brings the like string and then he takes it.
I think that's the same one.
Okay.
So I just thought there would be much more.
Same, yeah.
And there wasn't. What did Junie say in the V Live?
I wrote that, I think, if you insert it in the arc of the Levisoff albums and the whole story of the relationship. But then I wrote, if you insert it in the album arc of the Tear album and the tear in the relationship, it's a bit naive.
But even then, it's got to go before Fake Love.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where it should be, because that's we're together, we're fighting this, we know what we're doing.
Yeah, and it's quite codependent. Like, as a song, it's like, oh yeah, we can be together, we can find our way and make it to paradise, like, as long as we're together. And then Hobie's whole bit about, like, yeah, let's try and make it to forever. Like, forever, that's great. But then what happens if you don't make it to forever, which is ultimately the concept of the album?
Yeah.
Like, this relationship doesn't last. Yeah, I don't know. I did write that a lot of the time with these album concepts, it seems like the first 3-4 songs follow the theme, and then there's a big middle bit that doesn't really, and then it comes back in the outro, typically. So maybe that's just what this is. But it's a more obvious outlier than like Amperman, because
I think Amperman's an outlier.
No, but this Airplane Part 2 obviously also isn't about relationship breaking up, and Amperman also isn't, but those are like BTS songs. Yeah. Whereas this is like, it would have fit on her. If it was one of the first track 4 on her, whatever, make that a 10-track album, put it in there, then fine. Oh, I don't think it goes after.
Put it as a tiny intro.
Even.
Just get rid.
It's just the theme for me. Like, I don't mind the song. I think the song is catchy and fun, and it's just the lyrics that are a bit...
Yeah, I like the vocal, the vibing in the mirror. I like the way that they sing it. I think the title and my knowledge of Genius Boys led me to places where they did not go.
Exactly.
And then I was like, oh.
So
fine.
He really loves this one too.
Ugh.
He said he listened to it like 20 times when cycling near the Han River, and he recommended that people do the same. He said he especially likes the transition from Yoongi's rap into Hobie's rap.
Why didn't you make us listen to it when we were cycling by Han River?
Well, I'd not watched it then.
You've not watched it?
No.
Well, off to Han River we go.
Yeah. I think he said something like, oh, if you listen to it loads, like, you might get a bit bored of it, but if you listen to it while cycling, like, trust me, it's going to be amazing. So, yeah, I don't know if he was still sort of reaching a little bit. But yeah, no, he likes it anyway. It does go in the flow. The sonical flow of the album, it does
sonically flows.
Yeah.
The problem with me is that after Paradise, I know that then it's Magic Shop. And then after I'd read the lyrics, I was like, I'm going to Magic Shop.
It just feels a bit...
Goodbye.
What I think it feels like is kind of a necessary extension of Paradise. Maybe what it's trying to do is linking Paradise to the romantic relationship. Yeah. Maybe that's the function.
I was going to say the two concepts are off, though, because the Paradise is about not achieving a goal, and this is about a romantic relationship, but it is about a romantic relationship leading to Paradise. So maybe it should have come before Paradise.
Maybe, yeah. The
and
reveal.
Just existing in a relationship that is happy without having to have a goal. Let's get engaged, let's get married, let's have kids, let's buy a house. Like,
whatever.
That relationship within itself could exist goallessly and happily.
Yeah.
Fine, we've solved it.
I think either that or you just move it to her.
I think it'd fit, like you said, it'd fit within DNA, it'd fit within Microcosmos. You could do all the concept of being together forever. That's quite nice. I wouldn't mind that message. Yeah,
and also her is meant to be the, like, positive, happy, I'm in this great relationship, I'm so happy album. And this is meant to be the, like, oh no.
No, there are people trying to tear them apart, right?
Maybe it's like they're having a doubt over their relationship, but then they go into a bit of, like, denial.
Take my hand, don't let me go.
They're like, no, actually, we can last forever.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry about all this fake love.
Yeah, can't you hear me? You have to, yeah. So maybe they're getting the conflict and they're wanting to
turn back.
But the conflict from fake love comes from within the relationship, not external.
Exactly.
You've got no external factors until you get to here.
Yeah, maybe it's acknowledging the external stuff. Maybe it's
Interesting.
a lead on from Paradise being like, society's hard, society's going to put pressure, and society's also going to put pressure on your relationship. Yeah.
And if we didn't have Love Maze, we wouldn't have the line, love is a maze, damn, but you is a maze. Yeah, and therefore it's worth it. That line brings me a lot of joy.
Right, okay. Did you say whether you liked it?
I said I liked it because it's vibey.
Yeah,
it
you
is
did.
vibey.
Yeah, never mind.
And you
Yeah.
get the vibe in from the performance in the mirrors.
Again, they've only performed this at Master. They're on the sort of spinning platform thingy I've written with the mirrors. RM vibes so much.
He loves it.
RM vibes loads. Yeah, I did write that the live gave me appreciation for Yoongi and Hobie's vocal parts.
And Yoongi singing to himself. I like them all singing to themselves in the mirror.
Yeah.
But mainly I like whenever it just cuts to RM just vibing.
Right. Should we move on from Love Maze? That was a
Get out of the maze.
Yeah. Let's get out. Right. The next song we're going to talk about is The Magic Shop. Yeah, Magic Shop was written by Jungkook. Yay, step for applause for
it was his idea,
Baekhyun.
right?
Yeah, it
His
was.
idea.
It was his idea.
Yeah, JK, get it.
JK.
Get it, JK.
Yeah. It was written by Jungkook, His Noise, RM, DJ Swivel, Candace Sosa, Adora, J-Hope, and Suga. And it was produced by Jungkook.
Ah!
Yeah. Aww. His Noise and Adora as well.
Legend.
Yeah. So this is JK's sort of comfort song or his gift for ARMY. During a press conference, he talked about wanting the song to offer refuge whenever ARMY felt tired, sad, or frustrated.
Like today, eh?
Yeah, like today. We've had a bit of a tough day today, so
Tough
we
day.
need some Magic Shop. Yeah, we come back to this recording after yesterday, for those who are wondering why we weren't sad in the previous songs.
We were sad in the previous episode.
That's
I was
true.
sad.
You
You're
were
sadder
sad.
today.
Yeah. I'm less like emotional. It's just my phone was stolen from me. So that's sad, but not the same.
And it rained today.
It rained as well, yeah.
Got caught in the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Boo.
So yeah, need of some Magic Shop. So he thought that whenever ARMY felt tired, sad, or frustrated, they could open the door in their heart and exchange their fears for happiness and find all the love the members have for them inside. Yeah, very cute. And obviously we've learned already that the Magic Shop is a real psychodramatic technique where you trade fear or perceived undesirable traits for something positive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So this song starts with Tae's line. And he says, I know that you're hesitating because even if you say the truth, in the end, it will all return as scars.
Oh,
I often have that sometimes when you sort of say stuff to someone and then all of a sudden it sort of gets turned back on you in the end.
I read it as, even if you're living true to yourself, you actually can't avoid hurt. Even if you are being truthful, there's still pain that's going to come. And that's why you can be discomforted and be hesitant in the moment. Because even though you have been true to yourself, it's still returned as scars.
Right, okay. I guess you could see it both ways. The next line is JK's line where he says, I'm not going to say anything blatant, like find strength. I will let you hear my story, let you hear it.
Oh.
And then he does that little falsetto bit. And then RM does his slow rhythmic rap, I've put, where he says, what did I say? I said you'd win, didn't I? I couldn't believe it. Could I win it? Did we make it? I was here. You were the one who made your way to me. So I think this refers to the ARMY and BTS supporting and believing in each other on the way towards the success that they found at this stage. And then he says the line in English, which is, I do believe your galaxy. I want to listen to your melody. Your stars in the Milky Way. Don't forget, I found you anyway. So, yeah, despite us being one of many, they found us.
And he wants to listen to us.
Yeah, he does. And he says, at the end of my despair, you're the last reason for me who was standing at the edge of the cliff. Live.
Oh.
Yeah. It's very nice, isn't it?
It's dark.
I think it refers to, we'll talk about it in outro here, but they were obviously at the brink of breaking up in the lead up to this album. So, because he was at the edge of the cliff, sort of ready to pack it all in. But Jin said that they stayed together for ARMY in the end. And then the chorus.
Well, I thought it was a full suicidal reference.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And not like for him to live, but like if you are at the edge of the cliff, like I am, choose life.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be both, right? Like it depends on what.
Well, obviously it's both and multiple more meanings that we'll never know because I'm right.
Yeah. And then the chorus goes, on days I hate myself, days I want to disappear forever, let's make a door in your heart, open the door and this place will await. It's okay to believe the magic shop will comfort you. It's nice. It's nice. Yeah. I don't know whether this is the translation, but it sort of interchanges between talking about I and you. Mm-hmm. I thought that was sort of referring to how we support each other. It's not like a one-way relationship.
Yeah. This chorus is my front screen.
Oh, yeah.
It's been my front screen for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Because there are many days when I hate myself and I open a little door in my heart. And I imagine it. I imagine a little door. I imagine, when Jimmy draws the little door for V and then pretends like he's jumping inside his heart in the performance. I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Maybe you should have done the song.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, no, and then the chorus continues, while drinking a glass of hot tea and looking up at the Milky Way, you'll be all right. Oh, this here is the magic shop. And I love the melody for this section. It's like, I get all the chills every time. And then they do this, so show me, I'll show you. That's obviously magical.
It's really magical.
Yeah.
Whenever they do the performances, they never sing "I'll show you."
No.
We all, that's for us.
Yeah, even on the birthday karaoke that JK did, I was like in my office watching that, and then he pointed the microphone to the screen, and I was like mouthing along in the office. He obviously couldn't sing, which I was sad about. But the next line is J-Hope's line. So he does
J-Hope's vocal.
Yeah. He does a little like singy bits, which are really nice. Yeah. Like a rose when blooming, like cherry blossoms when being scattered in the wind, like morning glory when fading, like that beautiful moment. I put that those are all like fleeting beauty examples.
Yeah.
And it recalls the most beautiful moment in life.
It does.
Yeah.
And it's a really beautiful vocal. I remember
it really is, yeah.
When
very
I was
soft and
like
lovely.
First listening it through.
Yeah.
And being like, who's that?
Yeah.
Like, and then I was like, it's no one.
Yeah.
It's someone new. And then I was like, that can't be right. And then I like went back and then I went forward and then I was like, oh, it's Hope. And then that made me feel even better. Maybe I should have done Magic Shop. I'm dead every line.
I mean, I'm gonna.
You cry at it.
I'm gonna talk at the end. The next
then
line
Youngi's rap.
Is Youngi's. So he does the AA where he says, "I always want to be the best, so I was impatient and always restless. Comparing myself with others became my daily life. My greed that was a weapon suffocated me and also became a leash." He's obviously talked before about his sort of unrelenting drive to succeed, which sort of at first motivated him, but then sort of started to weigh him down. And there was a reference in the Genius lyrics, I think it was, to his song The Last from the first Augustine mixtape, where he talks about the monster within him being the greed and sort of the line between greed and ambition that we talked about in Wings as well is relevant. His verse gets quite deep.
Yeah.
Where he says, but looking back on it now, truthfully, I feel like it's not true that I wanted to be the best.
Yeah, but then it just turns into just pure emotional gushing.
Well, J-Hope brings it back, doesn't he? Comes back and goes, I wanted to become your comfort and move your heart. I wanted to take away your sadness and pain. Yeah. He sings that bit beautifully as well.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're back to the chorus.
Well, I was going to say that from that line, we obviously, it's not hard to understand, but beyond the sort of greed and ambition, they've come to accept that being someone's comfort is sort of enough. And maybe alongside the greed to succeed, there was sort of greed in terms of wanting to create positive change, which so you can turn the greed back around in a way.
Well, and maybe that's the turning point of the discussions about breaking up as well, right? Like we wanted all this success and we've got it, but also we bring what is success. Actually, it's the comfort.
It's not like
that we bring, and it's the happiness that we bring.
It's how many people's lives we're making such a big difference for.
Yeah. So we should stick around even though it's hard, because we have become this big comforting force. I feel like I want to take away your sadness and pain is like the boy with love line.
Yeah.
I want to keep you safe. Homie, you can take away all of my pain.
Yeah.
Oh.
So then they do the chorus again.
Which goes, on days where I hate myself for being me, days where I want to disappear forever, let's make a door, it's in your heart. Open the door and this place will await the magic shop.
Yeah, so it's slightly different. At least the translation is slightly different, but it has the same
vibes.
gist, same vibes. And I love Jin's vocal on that second chorus. Like, we obviously talked about his emotive vocals before, but it's like the most beautiful thing. And then Tay and Jimin do the bridge,
and V does
really
an amazing job on that bridge.
Yeah,
I think the like emotional, again, this beautiful like deep vocal that just feels so warm. It feels comforting in a way that the high notes make you feel happy, and then the softer, deeper vocals.
I think there's a big like magic shop high note, and then they do the magic shop. That bit, I love that bit. That's my comfort vocal. But then Taste also is really good.
This bridge,
So he says, "Would you believe me if I said that I was scared of everything too? All the sincerity, the remaining times." And then Jimin goes, "All your answers are in this place you found in your Milky Way, inside your heart." Another big, beautiful high note from Jimin.
Would you believe me if I said that I was scared of everything too?
Yeah.
No, V, I would not.
Oh, I would.
But I know. I guess.
Yeah.
Like, we're always scared that they're going to leave, but they're always scared that we're going to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
We need each other.
I guess the comfort goes both ways, right?
Yeah.
Like, they'll have
but Junie said that in that V Life, right? He said, like, we live in constant fear of losing our fans, and I know that the fans live in constant fear of losing us.
Yeah. We will wait, guys. We will wait. 2025.
2025. We'll still be here.
And we'll have the song in the
going
meantime.
Through the album.
We'll
I'm glad we
in
went from 2 weeks to monthly now.
We'll be around for a long time, don't worry.
Don't worry, our two fans.
Interpreting all the lyrics for you. Yeah. And then obviously they do the sort of really beautiful, you gave me the best of me, so you'll give you the best of you.
Oh.
This is when I actually cry. You found me, you knew me. You gave me the best of me, so you'll give you the best of you. You'll find it, the galaxy inside of you.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Before Magic Shop, I just didn't have enough people telling me that I need to give the best of me to myself.
Yeah.
Like, you give all of this love to us, so you should give that love back to yourself.
You will.
You will.
Thank you.
You're right. I will give that love to
also,
myself.
what like a brilliant turn of phrase. Like, so you like helped me through all the success and helped me see that I was special and talented and all that sort of stuff. And so you'll give yourself the same thing. Oh my God.
Yeah. You're more than enough. You're amazing. Give all that love to yourself.
Yeah.
So directive.
It
Brilliant.
Really is good. Obviously, we know from when we did Microcosmos that this idea that every person is a galaxy and that each person contains like an inner world or a microcosm that reflects the outer world, or the macrocosm meaning the whole universe. So that's why they keep referring to the galaxy, I think. And Aram did say in his real life that he really thinks that every person is like a galaxy, a universe. Yeah. And then I wrote, and then I cried, which I did. So yeah, and then they do this, so show me, I'll show you again. I said this to you, I think, but I was sort of scared when doing this research that I'd sort of listened to it too much and that it would lose its magic.
Nope.
I genuinely love the song so much, but I never go cue it or play it or anything like that because I'm just so like scared that it will just become like a regular song. But every time it comes up on shuffle, I feel like so privileged. I'm like, oh my God, I get to listen to Magic Shop. There's like other BTS songs that I obviously really love and that also like make me teary, but I think this one is on a special level in terms of like I just want to preserve the magic.
That's good that you keep it special. I do not.
Yeah.
I'm just constantly on repeat.
I wrote that it somehow feels a bit underrated.
All armies all over the world love it.
But like if you went to see them,
chance
you
of
wouldn't
them playing it.
They
didn't play it
necessarily perform it, right? I wouldn't expect them to perform it. Even if I went to like PTD, they didn't play it.
Well, and not at Busan, right? And Busan was all the hits.
They put in Spring Day. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they could have done more. I wrote that it should be at least as rated as Microcosmos and Spring Day, and Microcosmos was the big end to the Love Yourself, Speak Yourself tour. Spring Day obviously ended. Yet to come, and for PTD they did Spring Day a couple of times.
Did they do Magic Shop at Shuzu?
They did Microcosmos.
Oh, we would have seen it.
No, I don't think they did. I think I've only really seen it performed at Master and the first Love Yourself tour.
What are your thoughts on Magic Shop, my love? I'm feeling very soft and gushy.
Yeah, I love it.
Oof.
Obviously, I can't not love Magic Shop. That's like
swearing in church.
When did you first hear it? Tell us about, because you would have heard this on the comeback, right? You would have been there.
Well, seeing as obviously Fake Love what like title, obviously like when a comeback comes, first thing you do is watch music video. So I think after watching music video, from listening to that, because you know how much I love it, I don't really remember listening to the rest of the album.
Oh, yeah. My one complaint about it is that it's too short.
And it doesn't have an MV.
That too, but like the bit where they go like magic shop, they don't do that bit in the last chorus, and I'm like, I could use another 30 seconds of the song, and then you could do the last chorus as a proper chorus, and then give me the you gave me the best of me and
again and finish there.
Yeah, that's my one complaint. I want the like beautiful, still relaxing vocal in the chorus 3 times, not 2 times.
Greedy.
Yeah, greedy. Yeah, it's relates to the lyrics that take.
We get really agitated when we go to BTS club nights or BTS brunches or BTS events and they don't play Microcosmos and Magic Shop as the ending 2 songs.
They're pretty good at BTS.
Shout out to the BTS UK Army Unites club night. Their playlist is like flawless.
Very good.
Flawless.
Yeah. Anyway, I said it's a masterpiece. We should all say thanks to Jungkook for this beautiful gift.
Yeah, how do you feel about JK writing it? Did you know JK wrote it?
Yes, obviously when you get your track list, you get all your credits and everything. So everyone's like, oh my god, it's going to be the first one that he's done. Just all that. So yeah, obviously JK bios, I loved it.
Yeah.
And then it drops in its Magic Shop. Oh,
you'd be so proud.
Lucky bitch.
Yeah. I said I can only speak for myself, but I think it does exactly what he wanted. It is very comforting. Yeah. So RM said in his V Live actually that, well, actually JK came in and he was like, can you tell them about writing Magic Shop? And JK said P-Dog had said that the album should have a fan song and then asked him to write the beginning of the fan song. And then he thought that he should try and write it until the end. And RM said that JK, when he first played it for the members, he was like smiling so much.
Shout out to P-Dog.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah. RM said that his favorite part is that on the days when you hate being your bits, because he said that there are a lot of days that he has.
Why would
like
you tell me that?
Yeah.
That line speaks to me so much.
Yeah, well,
I have so many
days
days like that, Judy.
You're the
I
same.
just would be so happy.
Yeah. He said he thinks it's the perfect fan song, and he asked for fans to sing along when they perform it. Should we talk about performances?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all brilliant.
So there's the Love Yourself one where they wear the sparkly suits and they all have excellent hair. I wrote down JK super cute sing along, and when he does Let's Get It at the start and then he puts his like finger heart out. And
they all like kiss the camera or like flirt with the camera.
I feel like they could have been better for sparkly suits. They're not very like sexy. They could have been a different colour, like jazz it up, but no, they're just like black. Sometimes when it does certain like close-ups, it looks like a snake print.
Heaven forbid an animal print.
Yeah, it has a Christmas vibe to me. Right, next one, Master.
This one's the one where Jimin does there's lots of little animations that you can see of Jimin drawing the heart for Tae and then jumping inside.
Yeah, it's also the one where Tae is lying on RM's thigh.
It's a problem.
Lucky man.
Yeah, he's just taunting me now,
Lucky man to be on RM's thigh.
But
and they all wear the painted t-shirts.
That they painted themselves.
Yeah.
And Hobie wrote a hope on his.
And Jimin looks very small in his hat.
Oh,
in his little bacon boy hat.
Bacon boy hat.
Yeah. And he's cute with Hobie as well. He's cute with Tae, but then he's cute with Hobie. I like Suga's headband.
The Supreme one.
Supreme one.
I see that.
RM's hair
looks
nice
good.
as well. Yeah. And he's in shorts in this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he is in shorts.
Yeah.
That's why Tae's on like Tae's.
No, he's on the denim.
Tae's ear is basically touching his skin.
Wow. I think Tae's touched his skin before.
Oh my Jesus. Lucky lad.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I think there's only like JK's outfit that I like. I don't like the like neon bit of it. Weird handprints.
They painted them themselves.
I don't care.
Yeah, Sugar's is a lot of neon.
No, these looks cool.
I like Jin's whale.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to this installment of the Generation BTS Love Yourself tier series. And please join us next week as we delve into the next set of songs. If you would like to follow us on social media, send us a message or rate the podcast. You can find details on how to do that in the episode description. We've been Generation BTS. Goodbye.